It's Ace Attorney. It's the last trial of the last case, but not the last episode.
No.
Probably. Almost definitely.
I would say it's 90% chance certain that this is not the last episode of this series.
Don't worry, everyone is gay, and depending on the day, we either love Larry Butts or we don't.
Real. Accurate. Hey, while we're talking about it, if you ever want to like go catch up on the VODs, they should all be there. I spent this weekend making sure that all of our VODs were up.
Oliver the champion.
Thank you.
Oliver so good. Oliver so special. Oliver so precious.
Stop.
Oliver so great.
I love that Five Nui remembers Larry from the first Hope stream they ever saw.
I sure do remember him in Sky's voice for him.
Aww. Mighty powerful, but thank you, Toasty. Okay, so let's like herkle-durkle for a second because the ads are about to start in like a minute. So we have like 2 minutes before that's all done. We're done. We're out of ad hell. We can just like get the heck started.
Jump into it. Let's just jump into it. Let's go.
Over No, I said we should wait. Like we have to wait like until the ads are over.
Okay. We can't just jump into it.
Have you guys seen what herkle-durkle means?
Herkle-durkling.
We herkling?
That's like doing nothing, right?
That's when you're laying in bed after you've woken up and you still haven't gotten out of bed. But we like to use it for when you're just kind of like
not doing nothing.
Not doing nothing and you're supposed to be doing something, you know? Mm-hmm. Hi, Frog Croaks.
Hello.
Yeah. Let's go to the next menu. Hello. So what should we expect from this trial?
Dahlia.
Not just Iris, but Dahlia?
I mean, haven't we just been waiting for her? You know what I mean? Hasn't she been felt within the seams of all of this?
She really has been, I would say.
We look at Iris and it's like, okay, we know she has a twin.
Bum bum.
And we know who the twin is.
And their father was a jeweler.
Bum bum.
Who left their mother Morgan Faye, not Morgana.
We're gonna find out.
Morgana the cat.
We're gonna find out all this stuff.
I remember Iris. I do not know how that whole situation panned out. Twin? Okay, yeah, okay, maybe you want to pull up the wiki. But Phoenix was dating Dahlia in college, and she said, oh, my boyfriend Phoenix murdered this other guy who I was maybe also dating at one point.
Yeah.
And Phoenix was like, I definitely
Dahlia cannot stop haunting the narrative.
That's really what you
so
need to
real.
know about
She has
her.
been haunting the narrative.
For sure. For too long now. So they dated. She accused Phoenix of murder. Phoenix felt so betrayed because he was in love with Dahlia. Mm-hmm. But she betrayed him at the end. And then he ate her sign of love, which was like this beautiful diamond.
It was a necklace with like some liquid inside of it.
Yeah. Now that I say all that out loud, it sounds crazy, but that's like
that's what the truth of the matter
is. So anyway, the ad is over, so let's get right into it.
Let's go.
Let's get into it.
Let's go. It's so telenovela. It's so telenovela.
I don't know these people, but that sounds like a very...
not the U.S. Army. Ew, don't join.
Ew.
Whatever they said, don't.
Don't listen to them. Good morning. Oh, are you by yourself?
Morning, Pearls.
Mr. Nick, please tell me what's going to happen to Mystic Maya.
I'm sorry. We don't know yet. The investigation is still going on, so I wasn't allowed into the inner temple.
Oh, I see. So, is Sister Iris still trying to remove those trick locks in the training hall?
No. She's the defendant in this case, so she can't be at the Inner Temple. She's required to be here in court.
Then how come she's not here in the defendant's lobby?
I have to admit, it's kind of strange. Oh,
If you're looking for Iris, she's
I think this is...
If you're looking for Iris, she's in the prosecutor's lobby.
Edgeworth. Yep, called it.
Ed?
Edgeworth. Edgeworth.
Do you guys think that anyone ever uses the nickname Ed for Edgeworth? That kind of sounds like gross.
No, don't. Narumitsu, let's go! Edward, Bella. And then they do, I know what you are.
A lawyer.
A prosecuting attorney. How long have you been one? A while. What's Iris doing over there?
She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak.
Today's testimony?
You heard me. Iris is going to be testifying as a witness for the prosecution.
What? But she's the wait! What?
The prosecutor is squeezing her for a confession, or so I heard.
God, Edgeworth really looks at him homosexually. It's so true. It's so true. Franziska von Karma. Von Karma. What are you up to?
I know what you're thinking, but Franziska isn't going to be the prosecutor today, thank God.
What? Then who is?
Who else would it be but...
Who else but
Godot.
Godot? Godot, he's a silly little misogynist.
This is your theme song for Godot?
Yeah, it fits him better than the dark coffee one.
The sexy coffee song.
Yeah. I've been waiting for Godot. Godot.
Franziska is engaged in some important work at the Sacred Cavern. The Sacred Cavern? You don't mean that
She's trying to do the trick locks? This is shit material. She doesn't even know what the trick locks are, and she's trying to do them to get Maya out.
I saw some really good ship art of them right before stream started that I'm gonna have to share with the class later.
See, now that's shit material there. Franziska's like, I gotta save her. I owe it to her.
Yeah,
Ooh.
exactly.
She's gay.
She has been out there all night.
All
trying to remove
night!
those trick locks.
I forgot about this.
Wow.
Wow.
With the head nun's assistance, naturally. Oh, we estimate that the last of the locks should be taken care of in about 3 hours.
Oh my god, she learned how to do those trick locks, and she's successfully taken enough of them off that she can finish the rest of them in 3 hours.
That's so beautiful.
Franziska.
Wow. I hope
Wow.
everything continues to go smoothly, and we receive some good news soon.
Okay, chat, maybe I'm starting to see. Okay, choir.
I love Maya sits Pearl down for a serious discussion.
I'm gay.
You can't be shipping me with boys.
Stop. Yeah, thanks, Edgeworth.
Prosecutor Godot intends to nail this case shut today. Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow.
You don't have to tell me that.
Touché. I can already see it in your eyes.
God, they're just like looking into each other's eyes.
You're not the same fever-ridden frantic maniac you were yesterday.
Okay, well, it comes with a little bit of negging, but that's okay.
That's normal.
It's strange. On the way here, I decided that today would be the end of all this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger.
Edgeworth, like, kind of slow blinking at him in, like, a...
He's like a cat that loves you.
Oh.
He slow blinked because he loves you.
Interesting.
You pathetic little thing can't even hunt.
Brings him a live rodent.
I wrote it.
Maybe you've passed your cold on to someone else. Literally.
What do you mean?
And with that...
What do you mean?
I leave the rest in your capable hands.
Passed the cold on... Wait, who did I pass the cold on to? Ah! Wait!
I leave the rest in your capable hands, partner.
Oh my god!
Boyfriend.
He's blushing. Thanks.
Harpy, I love...
And then they made out! Then they kissed!
And then they kissed.
Yeah.
Harpy, I love you saying that Edgeworth gives mouse rather than cat.
Oh, that's true. I kind of see that. Wow. Yay. Gay rights. I still don't have answers for most of the riddles plaguing this case.
Pearl is like, what the hell?
Looking around the corner.
hell?
What the heck? The circumstances around the murder of Miss Elise Dunem. No, I mean Miss Misty Fay. The impossible flight Larry claims to have seen. And what that woman is really after. I will solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end. And then they hopes kiss. Kiss.
I always forget that we have an emote that's us kissing.
Feb 10. It's so close to Valentine's Day now.
Oh my god, romantic.
Oh my god. Get your date ready.
Court is now in session for the trial of Iris of Hazakura Temple.
What?
Your Honor, what are you?
Who? Me? Oh, my little brother came to visit me in my chambers earlier this morning. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, he developed a scorching fever and fainted.
Oh, the cold. That he literally passed on his cold to the judge.
What the heck?
To the Canadian judge. So now the Canadian judge is dead.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'll be standing in for him.
Holy shit, I see, Your Honor.
Yeah, everyone...
So they're brothers? Well, that explains a lot. It explains nothing!
Does that explain?
Are they both Canadian? Has the first judge been Canadian this whole time?
No. Why
Are they adopted? Are they, like, separated at birth?
My poor brother. He looked a bit pale, not to mention sad that he couldn't be here.
Too bad he's dead now.
Oh my god, we get a count.
Oh, we gotta count the coffee.
Coffee.
1.
It is impossible to predict what the future has in store for any of us. This is precisely why people feel the need to judge the past. And we of the court have been charged with the solemn duty of passing such judgment. Well said, Mr. Godot.
Yeah, man.
I understand exactly what you said. At least up until the end. Anyway, now then, Mr. Godot, please proceed with your opening statement.
Whenever his theme song plays, I'm like, damn.
It's awesome.
That is juicy.
This game is not set in the past, but a third of it is set in flashbacks, but most of it is the present. I think that's accurate, what 10 Division said. Because Harpy was confused.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
There were 2 judges in this game. One of them was Canadian, and also the little brother of this judge? I don't know how that works. But it's definitely Canadian. Or he's just pretending to be Canadian.
Oh my god.
He's a Maple Boo.
He's a Maple Boo. Maple Boo? Is that what it would be?
I don't know. Maybe that was rude. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
My son judge and his brother, and his brother other judge. Why is the other judge not your son? I don't like him. Real. That's real.
Yeah.
That's real. I needed to read that meme out loud for myself. Please proceed with your open.
Humans are fragile, fickle beings. Our heart our hearts change with the shifting of the tides. There is only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world. The bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug.
Actually, if you finish off that mug, it's gonna be kind of pale because you won't have any coffee anymore in there. So, that's kind of the truth.
So then you mean, forget it. What do you mean? During yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime. But today, she's had a change of heart.
Oh?
Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple has a confession to make.
Oh man, this is so, Phantom Thieves. Suddenly she's had a change of heart and she's gonna confess it all.
Oh. Confession? The defendant?
Iris, why didn't she discuss this with me first?
Hodoyo, please.
Very well. This court will now hear the defendant's confession. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask her her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
My name is Iris. I am but a simple nun undergoing training at Hazakura Temple.
Witness, is there something that you want to confess to?
Yes, but first, I want to apologize to Mr. Wright. I can't continue lying to everyone anymore.
It's all right. What is it?
Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident.
Are you actually confessing? Are you saying that you were the one who murdered Miss Elise Dunim?
No, I'm not, Your Honor. But I dealt with the cover-up after the murder took place. After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise and carried it to the Hazakura Temple courtyard, where I desecrated it.
What? Order! Order in the court! Order! Witness, are you saying you were an accomplice to the murder?
Yes, that's correct.
What? 3 minutes in court and I'm already covered in a cold sweat.
Everyone on the planet is an accomplice. Sorry, I read that and was like, shut up. Everyone on the planet is an accomplice to something.
Everything everyone says to you is just them trying to manipulate you. It's all emotional manipulation.
It just happens to be that in this case, it's to murder.
Girl, shut up.
Isn't that right, Mr. Trite?
That Godot.
Godot!
Oh, that stinker!
So this is the confession they were conferring about. It pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris's testimony was all a lie. Iris's testimony crumpled up and shoved into a pocket.
Now then, little lady, if you don't mind, I've got a question for you. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions?
Iris was covering for someone? Now I'm definitely up the creek without a paddle or a life jacket.
I've been at Hazakura Temple ever since I was a little girl. Hazakura Temple is run by one of the branched families of the Kurain tradition. One of our missions is to protect the main family.
I'm sorry, but main family?
Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself, if need be, to protect her. The daughter of the master of the Kurine channeling technique, Mystic Maya Fey.
Huh?
Wait, that's his second cup of coffee.
Is it? Oh, shit.
Wake up and smell the coffee trait.
She's naming Maya?
Wait, she's accusing Maya of murder.
She's accusing Maya.
I was like, I had a delayed reaction the same way Phoenix did.
You were like,
where I was like
coffee.
just staring, and then I was like,
You were like, he drank coffee. That's so
yeah,
important.
literally.
Order! Order in the court! So not only did you witness the murder, you know the name of the murderer!
I'm terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes. And then I cleaned up the area to try to protect her.
You may not know a lot of things about Maya, but one thing about her, she's gonna get accused
Oh,
of
I
murder.
missed that line.
Oh, sorry.
It totally skipped it for me.
The defense will refrain from commenting until the appropriate time.
He was probably saying something like, Maya would never do that.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. What exactly happened on the night of the crime?
Yes, Your Honor.
I thought I was prepared for the unexpected, but I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction.
Witness testimony.
I went to the inner temple that night, and I saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it.
Word.
So, it was in self-defense.
Yes, Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya.
You moved the victim's body to the temple so that Maya wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You've got the instincts of a true criminal.
Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night. And that the person who did go was that woman. Iris even admitted it.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Oh!
Wow!
I went to the inner temple that night and saw it all happen in the garden.
Okay, saw Mystic Millie strike Mystic Maya with her staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved into fit. This is
Stab
so...
her? Did stab
so-
her? Is that what
yeah,
she said?
wait. She moved in to deliver a fatal strike?
Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon.
Wait a minute. What was this weapon?
It was some kind of dagger.
A dagger, huh? And at least Unim tried to stab her with this weapon? To kill Miss Faye.
Yes, exactly.
You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcester sauce.
Gross.
Ew.
Ew.
Do you have any problem with the testimony we're hearing from your client, lawyer boy?
Huh. Do I have a problem with Iris's testimony? Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't the
do.
weapon.
Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony.
You do? But this witness is your own client!
Yes, well, nevertheless.
That's fine. Witness, let's add your last statement to the testimony.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just a moment. It's my job to say that. Listen, Gramps. I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me.
That's literally not your job.
Okay, now let's continue.
She threw her staff away and pulled a dagger from beside her mom.
That doesn't make any sense because her staff was a knife.
Yeah.
It was a
Sword!
Really? Literally.
Sword!
Sword.
Oh, thank you so
Hello
much for the
there.
follow.
Oh, thank you so much.
Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of events.
Huh?
Miss Dunim throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me.
But all you can do with a staff is hit someone.
Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it. As you can see, it's a sword. If Elise Dunim really had wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already.
She had that beautiful sword.
Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say?
That was an impressive bit of investigating, Trite. I never would have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. But even so, how should I put this? A long sword is unwieldy, and thus quite ineffective in close quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade.
Well,
Anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony.
but there is something strange about this whole testimony.
Real.
Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point.
Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back its argument.
Mr. Wright.
I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony can't be trusted. Because Elise Dunim would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey, because she's her mommy. That's her mommy. Maya's mother. That's her mommy.
Oh. That's
Let's
Mama.
murder baby with mama. You know, like, no. Elise Dunim would never have attacked Maya Fey.
How can you be so sure?
Because the victim's real name was not Elise Dunim. Her real name was Misty Fey.
Fey?
No! Not Mystic Misty Fey!
Who is this Misty Fey? Is she related to?
Misty Fey is the master of the Kurine channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey.
Are you serious?
Oh my goodness, what a ton of nonsense.
Is it really true? Mr. Wright? Was Elise Dunim actually the great Mystic Misty?
There's no doubt about it. It looks like Iris had no idea.
I can hardly believe it.
The idea that she would try to kill her only daughter, one she hadn't seen in 17 years? Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing.
Ah! Order! Order in the court! Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seemed natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have just been presented, 1. That the victim supposedly threw away a sword during a fight. And 2. That the two people battling to the death were mother and daughter. despite the facts being believable when taken on their own. When taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe. Listen, there's nothing in this world that is impossible. Except for one little thing. Yes? What is this one little impossible thing? You still don't get it.
No, because you didn't tell me.
You think maybe my beans are under-roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps.
What the fuck are you talking about? Could you get to your point?
Literally. I heard this witness's confession this morning. Just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee. One second.
Go shut your mouth.
All right. 8th cup, huh? All right.
All right.
You're going to ruin your health, my friend.
He's already died. Bro, shut the fuck up. You are so fake.
He's wearing a diaper. I'm so certain.
He's gotta. He has to.
Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate
Oh,
sent to
sorry.
the scene of the crime, and he discovered this little beauty. Is that the dagger the witness testified to seeing? Obviously, Your Honor. But do you not notice something else? Now that you mention it, if you look closely, there appears to be blood on it.
Where did you find that? I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene.
Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene?
What the fuck, dude? Huh? The pine tree?
This dagger was stuck in the backside of the pine tree when the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women. This little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree. Which means the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct? Huh. Were you even listening, old man? I first heard this confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of morning coffee.
Wait, what? Now you're a liar. Didn't you say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago?
He moved fast. I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed in such short notice. In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. Furthermore, I ordered that a blood test be performed on it immediately.
And maybe one for Godot, too.
And while we're at it, hey, test Godot's blood too.
Because what did Harvey just
my
say?
God.
Godot officially cannot drink any more coffee this trial, as would be at minimum over the daily limit. Yeah, he's had 4 during this
like-
trial.
He's not having water. Like, this man is disgusting. I know he stinks. Like, he
Yeah.
has to stink.
Okay, I got it. Godot's delirious from caffeine.
He's that far gone, he may drop dead and not be our problem anymore.
Maybe it's decaf.
Oh, you
I
think
feel like
he
he's-
would be like that? You think he would be so weak?
I feel like he said something about it not being decaf before, but maybe it's decaf.
I think he hates decaf, right? He's got to be one of those guys, one of those little girlies. His heart is gonna explode.
Yeah. This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Bailiff, get this piece of evidence to the
This piece
crime
of
lab for testing immediately.
This little piece of shit to the crime lab for testing.
Jesus. Now then.
The testimony we've just heard has numerous unbelievable aspects to it.
Truth.
However, after having found the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible.
Oh.
Cute girls never lie. Ever.
Why would he say that?
Well, he's like, Iris did not lie. Why would she lie? She's so cute.
She's so cute.
In any case, witness, if you could please testify again to this court.
It's true, I've never lied. Really, what the hell is wrong with it?
About what, Your Honor?
About the incident you saw, the battle between the two women.
Yes, Your Honor. Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff. But then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive, with her back to the stone lantern. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed.
That was a very heartbreaking story.
Yes. I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but it had been 17 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore.
That seems reasonable.
But then why killing?
Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination.
I always want to say cross-examination funny.
Cross-examination.
It's fun. Hit over the head with the staff that she threw away.
Okay. Then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Okay. Suddenly Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive with her back to the stone lantern. No, ooh, pardon me, I'm so sorry. Is there anything about the place where she was stabbed that was like... But her back was to the stone lantern, but she was stabbed in the back. No.
Well, we've already kind of cleared up the fact that...
That's when Mystic Elise... That's when she stabbed...
Is there...
But she was stabbed in the back. She was stabbed in the back.
Can we see the autopsy?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really... I don't know.
Autopsy.
Autopsy.
Stab in the back.
Loss of blood from stab in back.
That make no sense if her back was to a wall. That's stupid. You're dumb. You're stupid. You're dumb. Sorry.
That's the musical. He breaks into song, negging her.
Something about you just isn't right today, Iris.
Huh?
Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions.
What do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony?
According to you, Maya Fey stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern, correct?
Yes, that's right.
But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right?
Yes, I think so.
But, according to the autopsy report, oh, by the way, Ectoviolet, there are several Phoenix Wright stage musicals and stage productions. Several.
You're like, I have to tell you this before we get
so
too
many.
far away from it.
There's so many, like, operas and musicals, and so many, there's like a whole, like, there's like a female cast only one. Oh.
Really good.
Iconic. Okay. The cause of death was due to a blood loss from a stab wound in her back. This proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front. You simpleton! Sister Iris! It appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
Oh.
Ha! It's simple. People are like books. We've all got a front and a back. You get my drift?
No! What?
Is that all you have to say?
I can also say the darkness loves to play with the human mind.
Okay. Could you please knock it off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away a useful staff and people fighting being mother and daughter, and now she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach.
I don't know.
There certainly are some inconsistencies.
Well, Iris, how about it?
Well, it's just...
If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing.
What do you mean?
There are about 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee.
Okay.
But to pick out each one requires total concentration and the use of all the senses. Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said? Prosecutor Godot, explain yourself! The witness was quite unambiguous about her own ambiguities when she said the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly. A human needs one thing to see clearly, and that is light.
Light.
Light? By the way, did you know?
Did you know?
Hazakura has a rule that on nights when an acolyte is at the inner temple training, the stone lantern in the garden must be kept lit.
I did wonder what that stone lantern was there for.
Well, if that's true, shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly? Normally, yes, Your Honor, but according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern.
Impossible.
It hadn't been used in a long time, and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to have been nearly pitch black in the garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all. Most enlightening. Oh my god. Yes, that illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away. If the staff was dropped, it would be difficult to see.
Okay.
It also explains why they didn't recognize each other. You can't see the demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak.
Okay.
Isn't that right, Trite?
No!
Order! 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 Here, Your Honor. Let me present the stone lantern into evidence. Maybe it will rekindle the flame of truth in your mind.
Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face?
What's wrong, Your Honor? Was that flame too hot? This lantern, there's something written on it. Huh? What? It's written in blood!
Oh boy! So the judge didn't know about that yet.
Written in blood? It says It says Maya upside down! What the?
Oh yes, that's right. After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing that on the stone lantern behind her. With the blood that was draining out of her body.
Okay.
It certainly looks that way. Hang on just a minute.
I need a second.
Hold on just a second.
Everything's different.
What are you talking about? What do you mean, what are we talking about?
We're talking about the message written in blood.
Nonsense! This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle.
Brother, could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Now that I think of it, he did say something to me yesterday.
My eyesight is pretty messed up.
My sick and twisted mind.
Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything.
So that's what he meant by that.
In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We now know that the crime scene was dark, and that the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godot, anything further? No. Mr. Godot? Okay then. Let's move on.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Godot is literally shaking, and somehow, I don't think it's from caffeine overdose.
I think it could be from caffeine
I think it could be. I
overdose.
think that we don't need to rule it out just because there's other causation.
I need to look at this conversation that you guys were having about
boy.
the fucking is hating that his beard is dark, but then deciding that it's a hat, like Brendan's hair in Pokemon Emerald. And then
I think
saying,
sometimes people have different hair color and different beard color, right?
I think so. I think it's not. I'm not bothered by it, but I understand why you are. Do we trust Sister Bikini? Are we taking her word for it? Godot, could Iris not have been carrying her own lantern, or anyone else at the scene? He pisses me off.
Yeah.
Fair.
I trust Sister Bikini because I feel like she would have a tough time keeping something to herself.
Yeah.
Like, I think she's a gossiper, and you can't trust people who love to gossip in that way. In like a shenanigan.
Yeah.
They're too excited. Like,
Real. All right.
I believe it has now been established that Miss Dunim was killed by Maya Fey.
how has it been established?
Yeah.
That's just wrong.
Now it's time to turn our attention to you.
I like Sister Bikini. She wouldn't do that because I like her.
Real.
Kicks feet.
Yes, sir.
After the victim died, you did something, didn't you?
The little gulp.
Let's hear it. We're all ears.
Just to prove that he did drink that. The cover up.
Cover up.
After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Wright tradition. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple and...
Every single thing she said has been a lie. Why is she still talking? That's so true. Sometimes that really is how it is.
I used the Shichichito to alter the way the wound looked.
Yes.
So you moved the body.
Yes, I was raised at Hazakura Temple. I owe a great deal of thanks to the Fae clan. But even so, I never imagined that Elise Dunim was actually Misty Fae. I've committed a terrible sin.
A terrible trick of fate.
I believe you're looking for twist of fate, Your Honor.
I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body, but
Wait, is Godot's beard color just coffee stains?
Oh, hell yeah. I believe that.
You were spotted by the head nun, correct?
yes, and that's why I couldn't go back.
Your story makes sense, I suppose. Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Whoa, my phone fell down on the ground.
That's okay.
Yeah, I don't need it.
After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Fae.
Okay. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Kurine tradition. Sure. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself.
Okay.
Okay. Like a bloody body by yourself.
Her dragging it behind her is the part that I'm like, you did what? You dragged it behind you?
I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge.
Can we press her on this?
Across a bridge.
Yeah.
Like, this is ridiculous, Iris.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah, I'm just gonna...
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Okay, well-
So many things dropping.
My ear. My nose.
We're also... You're wearing it in the wrong ear.
Oh no!
Okay. Alright. It's pretty amazing you could make it all the way across. That's a rickety old bridge. I should know. I fell off it.
Real.
It looks worse than it is. It's surprisingly sturdy despite its age.
Funny you should say that to me. I fell off it.
Real. What?
It's like they say, idiots are too stupid to catch even a simple cold.
Funny you should say that. When I fell off the bridge, caught a cold. But there's one other thing that bothers me. Why not just throw the body into the Eagle River? I mean,
Yeah!
literally. I mean,
Huh? Oh, I hadn't even considered.
Isn't it notoriously a river?
where bodies get dumped.
Yeah.
It is. It would have been much easier than dragging it all the way to Hazakura Temple.
I thought that it would still cast too much suspicion on Mystic Maya.
How?
That's why I tried to take the body as far away as possible.
Huh. Makes
The water would have taken it as far away as possible, Iris.
Makes perfect sense to me.
You butthead.
For the time being.
Ace Attorney is set in 2015. Like, the first game takes place in 2015.
Which was the future when this game was
came out.
made.
This game came out, the first game came out 2001. It had the American release, the first American release was in 2007.
Yeah, huh? Mm-hmm. But it was always set in
2015.
2015.
The first game. And then every year after that.
So this is like 2017. 2018?
Yes.
Fun fact, we're the same age as
Yep.
Edgeworth and
Phoenix.
Phoenix in canon.
Yep.
Anyway, what did you do after you crossed the bridge?
Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple.
But
The snowmobile? I knew that would show up sooner or later.
we're back to the snowmobile.
Yes, I had the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to the Dusky Bridge.
This is the part that was in question the other day. Should I ask for more details?
About the...
Wow, the Hope's eyes.
Edge Wright colors.
I know what you are, you say this. See, we're yellow blue gays that are also secretly blue red gays.
Secretly.
About the tracks, because the tracks were a big point of contention, right? Like,
Yeah.
we've had a lot of conversation about the tracks.
If you really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right?
Well, yes, naturally, you would expect tracks.
Right. This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are these the tracks from that ride?
Yes, I think they are.
But I can only see one set of tracks here.
I don't see what's so strange about that.
And
Snow was still falling when I left Hazakura Temple.
we already had this conversation.
I see, snow was still falling, huh?
And when the murder took place, it had already stopped.
And she looks so cute and says murder.
That's why there are such fresh-looking tracks.
How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think about this testimony?
It's very important. When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against other evidence.
Wait.
The snow stopped at a 10:50. Snow to approximately 10:50 p.m.
And the border.
The boida.
10 to 11.
So the snow
hadn't stopped.
hadn't stopped.
Your Honor, I'd like the statement Iris just made added to the testimony.
But does it have something to do with the case?
All will be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record.
Oh, in this case, the prosecutor has changed. The defendant, no.
Everyone's changed.
Everyone has changed.
Everyone's changed.
Good. Francisca was the prosecutor the last time we were in trial for this case. The judge was different. He was the Canadian judge.
Well, and Edgeworth was the defense attorney.
And Edgeworth was the defense attorney. Yes.
This should be fun.
No, did you say this should be fun?
This should be fun.
This should be fun. I'm stupid.
I'm big dummy guy.
Let's get this snow business cleared up, shall we?
Yes, sir.
Theseus's court case, for real.
By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. But that's a bunch of bullshit. That's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, it's just a bunch of bullshit, 'cause you're feeding me bullshit.
Your Honor, that statement is bullshit and it contradicts the evidence.
Are you singing? It does. I don't see anything contradictory.
Huh? Really? What? Am I crazy?
Objection denied. Oh. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright.
Whoops, that didn't go so well. Wait, but what? You use the Shishito to... I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. I mean...
We still think it's the weather data, but which one did you present it on before?
I presented it on this one, because that's what makes sense to me. Does that not make more sense than what I'm reading?
You know, it might not.
I mean, I'll do it the way I... Full disclosure, we have a walkthrough up. We don't use it all the time, but we do have it up.
There are very specific things in this where it wants you to present a specific piece of evidence on a specific statement, and sometimes it doesn't make sense.
I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. But why would she want to do that? There's only one reason I can think of. Oh, and me too. And I'm gonna get her. Well.
And it's this one. And I don't understand why it's this one.
Okay, sure. Tell me why. You claim that the snow had stopped when the murder occurred, but I'm sorry, Iris. That just isn't possible.
That makes so much more sense if you were to say it on the other statement.
That makes me so sad. Like, I did the right thing. They were so mean to me.
That doesn't make any sense as to why you would, like, this would be what he says.
Program problem.
No, it's weird. It could be a translation error. I don't know.
Maybe.
Actoviolet, I would also love to know your observation to share about evidence.
Maybe this is a translation error, like the lines got mixed up. Maybe so.
I can see that being true, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because, like, the sentence structure would be a little bit different. But
yeah.
They might not have, like, accounted for that in programming what the correct statement was.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. Anyway.
What? This is the weather data from the night of the murder. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50 p.m. But you couldn't have crossed Dusky Bridge at the time. Well, why do you say that? Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was struck by lightning and had caught on fire. What did you say? The bridge? It was on fire?
Oh, wait. I know. It was trying to be like, no, the bridge caught on fire. She couldn't have done that.
She couldn't have dragged the body because it caught fire.
Yeah.
And we know that because we fell off the bridge.
Yes. Okay. All right. So that does make sense. It's just like,
that's what you were gonna say, Actoviolet. Ah, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Well, now we look the fool, don't we?
I admit.
Phoenix
okay.
looks like...
You're right.
He does.
It was because of that lightning strike that the bridge burned down.
What? But it can't be! It looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, you can't pull the wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney!
Yeah!
No!
Yeah, he's a real defense attorney, all right.
That's what's
Order!
up.
Order! Order!
The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right. The inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. There's no way you could have crossed the bridge, body or no body.
Witness, even my patience has its limits. Any further lying and I will find you in contempt of court.
Hey, if you do it, once and twice that was fine, and thrice, hey, that's a problem. And now that it's the fourth time, if you do it even one more time, I'm really gonna think about doing something about it.
Maybe!
Maybe.
Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Oh my god.
So much coffee.
The only person here that is truly contemptible is you.
Who? The judge?
Old man! Me? How dare you! Whether this witness lied or not doesn't mean squat right now.
Squat?
The important thing now is to find out the truth. Isn't that right? Yes, of course, but... Whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether the bridge was burning or not, there are two facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of Elise Dunim was discovered in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. And second, the head nun, Sister Bikini, witnessed Iris desecrating Elise Dunim's body.
He makes a good point. On both accounts.
That's right. I'm not lying.
What are you claiming this time?
I wasn't myself at all that night.
Huh.
So my memory is still somewhat hazy.
Huh.
Huh.
That's a funny,
you weren't yourself
that's a
at
funny
all,
thing to
huh?
say.
Yeah, funny that you should mention not being yourself.
That's funny.
You have stood at that witness stand. You have stood at that witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory of that night is hazy?
Ooh, it's a blah.
It's only human to err. If you're so perfect, Trite, maybe you can explain this for the court.
What is it?
When the murder happened, the bridge had already burnt down. But somehow, the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you have some kind of perfect explanation for this little magic trick.
Well, not exactly, no. I know there must be some other way she got across that burnt-out bridge. But unless I can somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth.
It looks like the defense is not prepared to offer a suitable explanation.
Oh my god.
You see what I
He's
mean?
drinking a lot of coffee.
In other words,
That's 10.
After his 13.
That's 23.
you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth. All right, then. Witness, let's hear your testimony once more.
About what, Your Honor?
About what?
You've admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor.
Will this be her final testimony? Will it?
Will it?
Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I must have just gotten confused, I guess. Was the snow still falling or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much? Or are you saying that there is a way across a burning bridge?
So it was just a misunderstanding, I see. This is a photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned down from the lightning blast. It was taken on the morning after the incident.
His coffee looks rancid. It looks like oil.
Real,
That's so
real.
true.
It certainly was burned to a crisp, and one of the suspension wires even snapped. It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how the little judge literally always agrees with the last thing.
Yeah, that's
It's so real.
Clearly, it would be impossible to carry a corpse across a bridge in this condition.
This is really is Coco Melon for him. He's like, oh yeah, true.
Yay.
That's so true. Oh, but that's true too.
Unless I do something to discredit this testimony, it's gonna be deemed as the truth. And Maya will be accused of murder.
Trite. I'm only gonna say this one more time. It is only human to err. And only humans can spot the errors of our ways.
Okay. The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes.
Yeah.
And the less sense you make.
All right, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination.
Literally, why don't they wait for Maya to be free? They're like, we have to do this now.
Yeah.
Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to do the thing in the
Yes, but if the snow had already stopped when the incident took place,
I couldn't have crossed the bridge, naturally. But I think it's just like Mr. Godot said. The body did make it across somehow.
You can't just say somehow when you did it. I'm confused. Hee hee.
but you seemed to be quite sure of yourself when you gave your testimony. You said you were sure the snow had already stopped.
I'm terribly sorry. I was wrong.
Oh, right. Act of violence, right. The law of Ace Attorney dictates that court proceedings must be carried out within 3 days.
Yes.
So that's why it does need to happen as soon as
They gotta
possible.
finish it up. They gotta wrap it up. Does she really think an apology is gonna get her off the hook?
Does it really matter? Yeah.
This is no joke. You're giving sworn testimony in a court of law. Testimony in a court of law.
Well, Mr. Wright, let me ask you a question. Do you remember what the weather was like 1 week ago today?
Well, naturally it was,
You see, it's not that easy to remember, is it?
But if it had been some kind of a special day, I would have remembered. For example, it was pouring rain on the day of my elementary school graduation.
No one cares.
No one wants to hear about your childhood traumas, Trite.
What?
By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. If you insist on obsessing over that one statement, let's see the proof. Show some evidence that the body somehow crossed the bridge while it was on fire.
Wait a sec.
Body crossed the bridge while it was on fire.
We have a
Body crossed the bridge while it was on fire.
We have
Body was go back at the bridge on a fire. And the bridge, the bridge was, the body that flew over the bridge when it was on fire. Larry!
You!
A dead body flying over a burning bridge. I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility.
What? Oh my god. Ha! You're saying it's possible? Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible about your claim is that it's been pulled out of thin air.
I don't know about that.
I don't think it's from thin air.
In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen.
Wouldn't it be funny if, while I was voicing Godot, I did have a mug of coffee with me the entire time?
To spit on the screen.
No, no! And I took a sip of coffee every time he took a...
just like Aunt Morgan.
Yeah, but like, it's coffee and not water.
Yeah.
And I have to refill my coffee because...
Ew, no,
it would be too
that would
much
not be
coffee.
funny. That would not be funny if you die of caffeine.
I'd be like...
You'd be vibrating
the whole
for
time.
you die.
Wait, from what I've heard through the world of Ace Attorney, it's like satirizing the level of corruption in the Japanese judicial system.
Oh.
Yes, that's my understanding of it too.
Yeah, that
the
makes
fast
sense.
processing time of crimes is a part of that satire. Yes. Okay.
Who is it? Who is this witness?
I can't chicken out here. I gotta keep on the attack and go!
Oh, sorry.
Miss Elise Dunim's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice, Laurice Dunim.
Brilliant. Highly gifted.
Apprentice?
Remember what he said in his testimony? That night he was at the Mountain Shack, Heavenly Hall, and that's when he witnessed the event. I think you've all seen this sketch before.
I haven't.
The judge.
Yeah!
It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night.
I feel like...
None of us have seen this.
Literally, I feel like none of them have seen this.
Are you serious? Today's not April Fool's Day, is it? Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming that the victim flew through the air?
Hey, Judge, I don't want you to be mean about this. We've definitely worked with people flying before.
Yeah. I think the drawing might be upside down. That's kind of what my thought is
Oh,
too.
it's upside down.
And because when we see that picture of Larry looking, he's looking at the site upside down.
Yeah.
And you're using this pathetic scribble to support your argument?
Uh-oh. The judge looks like he's about to blow a gasket.
Huh.
Okay, but every time people were flying, they weren't actually flying. But he should at least entertain it to get the logic out there.
Yes.
Point circling a finger on the ground. He should at least let him cook.
If we're allowing Iris's testimony, then we have to allow Larry's too.
Yeah,
They're
come
equal.
on.
Like,
They're
yeah.
equal.
Well, Trite, there's nowhere for you to hide now. Other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old, does this sketch
That's
prove
pretty
anything?
good.
I'd-
That's a pretty
I'd say a 10-year-old.
prolific 6-year-old. You know? Yes, I'm pretty sure it does. And I'm going to prove it.
Listen, I know your tricks. You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down.
Turn it upside down. Turn it
upside down.
Turn the whole thing. Turn it upside down, huh? Turn it.
If you're so eager to turn this case upside down,
Turn it
why
upside
not
down.
start with this sketch?
Turn a sketch upside down. Upside down? Why did Godot say that? Why Godot say that?
All right, then, let's hear the defense's theory.
Well, because Godot told me to turn this picture upside down.
What exactly is this sketch trying to show?
I don't think old Whiskerface is gonna forgive any more mistakes. All right, Phoenix, look carefully and think it over.
We need to turn this whole case upside down.
And then when you're playing this on your DS, and then you turn the DS upside down, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
It's
sketch
a
was drawn.
complete contradiction. Yeah. Something is obviously funny about this sketch.
Ha ha ha. I'm no art critic, but even I can see that.
No, that's not what I mean, Your Honor. Maurice Dunim stated it over and over that this sketch was exactly as he saw it. However, if we're to believe his testimony, then the sketch contradicts reality as we know it. It contradicts reality?
Huh. This is getting interesting. Looks like you're back at that finger pointing thing again. Okay, Trite. So what exactly contradicts reality about this thingy?
It's the wires? Because the wire broke, right? Because they were talking about that. They were like, even one of the suspension wires is broken. Right? Remember that?
Yeah, but is that with that?
I think so, right? What else would I present?
I mean, I was thinking it might be the lady flying over, but it's I suppose I could. Because they're talking about how one broke. What you're saying makes sense. Yes.
Yeah. It's this wire connected to the bridge.
The wire? Huh. Is that the thing that contradicts reality?
Uh-huh. It is indeed.
Then show us the reality it supposedly conflicts with. Show us something that will point out how the sketch contradicts reality.
There's one of the little guys.
Oh.
And he would have seen it from below. So this is really a view from below the bridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a photo of Dusky Bridge, correct?
Yes. Now compare the sketch and the photo for a minute. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wires. But on the actual Dusky Bridge,
Jumping Jehoshaphat!
the wires are below the guard wires.
Order! 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 This sketch is somewhat different than what's depicted in the photo. However, isn't it likely that the artist just saw it wrong?
Or perhaps he just drew it wrong.
Either way, it sounds like you're just wrong!
With someone like Laurice, I admit a mistake is a definite possibility. But then that begs the question, why did he make a mistake? What was the reason?
Are you saying you know the answer to that?
Listen, think back, all right? Remember what Laurice was doing when he witnessed this event. He was at Heavenly Hall waiting for a lover that was never going to come. He waited and waited, and finally he laid down. But then, lightning shoots from the sky and sets the bridge aflame. Now ponder what sort of position Laurice must have been in at that time. He was lying on his back, which is why he remembered the scene the way he did.
He was lying on his back? I can't see how it relates.
But it does, Your Honor. That is the reason why the wires in the sketch go up instead of down.
Ah! No way.
Laurice Dunim witnessed the event while he was lying on his back, face up. In other words, the scene that he saw was actually upside down.
How does he know that? Everyone whispers to themselves. So then, the sketch should actually...
I think you finally get it, Your Honor. The correct way to view Laurice Dunim's sketch is like this. This is how it should actually look. Holy shit, you turned this case on its head. The victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge, it was actually swinging below. That's right, just like a pendulum.
Order, order, order! Of all the things to say, a pendulum?
The bridge was burning to a crisp. There was no way to get across it. But if the body had been found at the inner temple, it would have caused problems. This is where the criminal decided to take a gamble. They used the burning bridge to get the body across to the other side. And a pendulum was the only way to get it done.
Let's think about this for a minute, shall we? Dusky Bridge is about 20 yards long, which means it's about that far from the inner temple to the opposite cliff.
Yes, that sounds right.
In order to cover that distance with the pendulum, you need a rope at least 10 yards long. To get a rope that long, you'd have to plan ahead.
The lightning strike that night can have only been an accident, so it doesn't make sense that the culprit would have prepared the rope beforehand. So then, they didn't have to get the rope ready. The rope was already right in front of them.
What?
I'm saying that it was just a matter of using what was already there.
In that case, Mr. Wright, please give us an explanation to support your theory.
In order to get a rope that long, you'd have to get a rope.
What makes you think the criminal had the rope on hand to create a pendulum?
I mean, is that not...
Is that not the rope? That's like the rope, right? I think they had the rope on hand because the rope
was right there. I pointed it to you.
Is that not it?
And the meaning of this is...
If you want to know where the rope came from, check the bridge. It's hanging right there in front of your glorious beard.
Oh, now he's glazing it.
Yeah.
This is one of the wires from the bridge.
When the lightning struck the bridge and set it on fire, One of the suspension wires came loose from its anchor. The criminal didn't have any time to waste, so they tied the wire around Elise Dunim's body. Oh my god. What a crazy night.
Whoa.
And it just perfectly flung her up there. Yeah, what if it had just bonked her head?
Bonk. And then it was just like swinging.
Oh my
below.
god, and it going back and forth, just clunk, clunk, clunk.
Horrifying.
That's so scary. Because there was simply no other way to move the body. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Disgusting.
That's what everyone's saying.
Oh my god.
Mr. Godot?
Ew.
It seems that Mr. Godot is more focused on his coffee than answering my question.
AA is silly, but this scene is kind of horrifying. Yeah, no, that's super scary.
It seems that the odds of a rope being readily available were very high. So I suppose that it's not just an impossibility after all.
The autopsy did say the body suffered an impact after death. Oh, it might have gone funk. That's so real.
Possible or impossible? That's not the question we need to ask. There's only one question. Did that really happen? Trite, I wonder if you can prove what happened to us. Do you have any actual evidence that the body was swung over like a pendulum?
Well, it might be that thing. But like,
oh, it might be that exact thing that you just said, that there was like the body fell 10 feet after death. Right? No? Is that wrong? That's wrong.
Present my evidence. Let me review what we know so far.
Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far. Hopefully I'm not wrong. According to this photo, one of the wires snapped. Looking at the map, we can see that the one that was in front of it's the one that was in front of the inner temple.
What a coincidence.
So then, that was the spot where the criminal...
Yes, precisely. Now let us consider the body's movement by looking at the overhead map again. If the body was pushed from this point here, it would drop on the opposite bank at approximately this point.
Did you say drop?
Well, they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank. What? What makes you think something like that happened?
Please.
Because I have evidence that suggests her body dropped some distance. What kind of evidence?
The
autopsy report? Why don't you take a look at it, sweet cheeks? Ow. I don't know, that sound hurt my ears.
Yeah, sorry for the folly. I just like...
Ow. It says here that her body fell about 10 feet after death.
10 feet, huh?
That's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body overswung due to forward momentum, but then came loose and fell about 10 feet. And then, as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose. That's... Yes, this blood-stained amethyst crystal
Is that pure amethyst?
is the one that came off Miss Elise Dunim's staff.
Wow.
And even more important is the place where this crystal sphere was found.
Indeed. I believe it's already marked on this overhead map. The crystal was found... Huh!
Precisely, Your Honor. In the very spot where the pendulum would arrive if given the right amount of speed.
This explains your theory quite well, Mr. Wright. You have provided us with a way the body could have been moved that night.
Yeah.
An impressive deduction, Mr. Wright. Most impressive.
Thank you. Oh.
Mr. Wright!
B-b-b-
I thought this cold coffee might help cool you down. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Godot?
Assaulted him.
New
Oh,
one.
another cup. He needed one.
That was a dark and bitter guess you made, Trite. But you forgot one thing. Oh? And what would that be?
The aroma.
Huh?
The coffee's most reliable accomplice is its deep and profound aroma.
The rest of the court doesn't speak coffee-nese. Can you elaborate a bit more?
If the criminal had sent the body to the other side, like you say, then naturally there must have been an accomplice lying in wait to catch it.
An accomplice?
The criminal wasn't able to cross Dusky Bridge. So, who collected the body?
What do you have to say about that, trite? Mr. Godot is correct. This can't be the work of a single person. Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do.
Yes, Your Honor. The body couldn't have made it to Hazakura Temple without an accomplice.
Very well then, if you please, Mr. Wright. Who was the person that received the body on the Hazakura Temple side?
Who was the person that received the body? Well, we've seen Iris there, right? Like,
Right? It would have to be Iris.
but Iris is saying that she moved.
I don't think it's Iris that we're talking to right now. I don't think Iris is in the room with us.
That's scary.
I think we're talking to this girl. I don't think we've been talking to Iris for a while.
That's scary. That scares me.
I think that they did the old switcheroo after the earthquake.
Damn. The old switcheroo.
I think so. So I think Iris was the one to catch it.
Okay, that's kind of what I think.
She was there. It had to be her. It can only be you, Sister Iris.
Huh? But
I don't see why you're so surprised. The only way to transport the body from Dusky Bridge is by snowmobile. But with her bad back, Sister Bikini could never pick up a body like that. You're the only one that could have managed it.
Trite. Were you even listening to the witness's testimony? On the night of the crime, this little cutie pie, stop, was on cleanup duty in the inner temple garden after the mother-daughter bloodbath.
Stop! I haven't forgotten, but have you, Mr. Godot? This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple, desecrating the corpse of the victim.
Strange indeed. It's almost as if, on that night, the defendant was in two different places at the same time.
Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Why didn't you mention it when you first gave your testimony?
mention what?
The pendulum, of course. Using this sketch drawn by an eyewitness, I have established how the body was moved using the burnt-out bridge, which means it's now a fact that this occurred, something you should have already known.
No, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about a pendulum.
But the body couldn't have been passed along to the other side without your help, so you should have known about it. In fact, it'd be impossible for you to be clueless about this whole thing, unless you're not really Iris to begin with.
What? How can you say that, Mr. Wright?
What? What kind of nonsense is this? You're saying the witness isn't Iris of Hazakura Temple?
Are you serious, Trite?
You mean this woman is...
Uh-oh. Maybe he didn't know.
Uh-oh, stinky.
There's no one besides Iris that could have received the corpse that night. Now I get it. Now I know why I've been sick to my stomach this whole trial. And it ain't the cold, it ain't the pneumonia. Why her whole demeanor changed so suddenly from yesterday. And why she's trying to pin this murder on Maya. The woman that's standing there at the witness stand, her real name is... Oh, her real name is Dahlia fucking Hawthorne! I never thought I'd have to utter your name again, let alone see you. It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Top 10 worst ways to reunite with your ex. With your evil ex.
Yes, Tentavision, all her poses in the trial have been Dahlia's. None of them have been Iris, or at least a lot of them haven't been.
Hawthorne?
Sister Iris had a twin sister. I don't like how this woman sounds in Godot's mouth. Like, he didn't say anything wrong in that moment, but he shouldn't talk about women.
I feel like he would be a guy who would say females, but I'm not.
He so is. He so is. He so is. He's like he's way that.
Yeah.
He's so manosphere.
If he was in the 2020s, he'd be saying
He's so
females.
manosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're looking at her, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
That name rings some bells. Distant bells, but bells nonetheless.
It's just your imagination, Gramps. This file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne.
Watches Sigma male videos. Absolutely. Absolutely.
He would be like, I'm so Sigma.
Yeah. I don't even care.
I even care.
Oh yes, I remember now. That case. 5 years
His
ago.
distant stare. Oh, I'm wall-eyed like, I remember. Good old wood call.
Dahlia Hawthorne.
How she sounds different in my memory.
Yeah, this is the judge's memory.
Godot would call Wright a beta male.
Yes.
So true.
I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
Oh, the honor is all mine.
No, the honor's all mine. but according to this,
She died.
Dahlia Hawthorne is already dead. It says her execution was carried out last month.
So what?
People die all the time.
Death has no meaning in this courtroom.
That's true.
Oh, okay.
What?
It's true, actually.
Order!
Wait a moment. How can you? My sister! She's already dead! What kind of...
You of all people should already understand. After all, the blood of the master of the Kurine channeling technique flows within that body. That body.
The Kurine channeling technique? And where have I heard that?
That's right. You're not Dahlia Hawthorne herself. You're the spirit of Dahlia, currently inhabiting the body of a spirit medium.
What an exciting story. Exciting, but quite impossible. You're asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just happened to be channeled by someone on the very night of the murder to a temple where her twin sister Iris was?
Well, if you're gonna put things that way, then yes. Well, yes.
We're supposed to believe a coincidence like that just happens?
Yeah. Naturally, it was no coincidence. The whole thing was part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written right here in these instructions.
What's that?
These instructions were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. Yeah, I know your mom now. And part of the whole plan for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled. That night, there were 2 irises at Hazakura Temple.
Two of them?
Even the time of the channeling was planned out. As soon as you hear the lights out bell. In other words, 10 p.m. However, Iris was seen before dinner time.
That means the Iris that was at dinner was the real Iris.
And the Iris who gave me this hood in the main hall was also the real Iris, because she was nice to me. Meaning that the Iris Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple.
Sorry, Dexter Laboratory come out.
Someone else dressed as her, namely one Dahlia Hawthorne.
Do you even know what you're saying, Trite?
No.
This whole channeling the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne business? Yes, it's true that you found plans to talk about it. However, there's one thing that's perfectly clear.
Sister Bikini.
Sorry, I tickled myself.
No, that was funny. That was so funny. The witness currently standing in the witness's stand is the real Iris.
Channeling in Ace Attorney is like there's a family that's good at spirit channeling, and
The Fae family.
The Fae family, and they can channel the spirit of people who have died.
Yes, and they inhabit the body, and the body will then look like the person they are channeling, but keep a lot of the features of the person
keep, like-
doing the channeling.
They keep like black hair and outfit, basically.
If you were, if Maya were to channel someone, they would keep Maya's hair and outfit.
Yeah, but the body would change.
Yes.
Yeah. What?
Calm down and remember what you know about the night of the crime. After meeting Sister Bikini, the Dahlia Hawthorne that had been channeled would have been stranded at the inner temple due to the lightning strike.
Uh-huh.
And then
Whee! Let's watch that again. It's so fun.
Oh god. It was later that the body was moved by pendulum.
That's right.
Naturally, that would mean that the Iris that received the body was the real Iris. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
And after being notified of what happened, the police came to Hazakura Temple's main hall.
Yes.
There they found Iris in her room and arrested her.
Okay.
And ever since, she's been under police supervision at the detention center.
Oh, yes, I suppose. I can't deny any of that.
Thank goodness. It looks like he's finally convinced.
But something still seems off. Way off. I'm still not convinced that the Iris here is the same one from the other night.
I suppose you're about to say something really ridiculous. Like, the real Iris and the spirit of Dahlia somehow switched places. Switched places? To be perfectly honest, there are still quite a few things I don't understand. But I do know that unless we confirm the witness's identity, we cannot continue with this trial.
Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia, which means they must have switched places somewhere.
Well, Mr. Wright, since the time she was arrested at Hazakura Temple, have there been any other chances for Iris to switch places with Dahlia Hawthorne?
there was one.
There was one, and you said it. You said it was during the earthquake. That's what you said.
That's what I said. That's what I said. Your Honor, I think there might have been one chance.
Oh, explain yourself!
Well, yesterday, for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown.
Unknown? What do you mean?
Like the little cute Pokemon that said her letters.
Oh, they transported her like in Pokemon,
The third movie.
the third movie.
What I mean is, there was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely, unsupervised.
Unknown or so, like Korine spirit coded, I feel like. In the Pokemon
Totally,
AO.
totally,
We
totally.
don't need
I
to get
see
into
it.
that right now.
Well, who was it? Who would give a murder suspect time to move about freely like that?
I'm sorry. I know you didn't mean to. It wasn't your fault. The person who gave Iris the chance to freely move about was...
Edgeworth.
I'm sorry. I know you didn't mean to. It wasn't your fault.
This is Mr. Edgeworth, isn't it?
Your Honor, there was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not?
An earthquake?
Earthquake! Oh my goodness!
Oh, this isn't even their toxic era. This isn't the Narumitsu toxic era.
No, this is almost their nearly healed era.
They're in their healing era. How could I have? She fled. She escaped.
She went to the... well, I guess they do... Like, they enter a toxic era, like, that I think of in Apollo. That's their...
Well, we'll get to
nearly... Yeah, we'll get there. We'll
Don't
get
even
there.
worry about
They're
it.
holding space for their healing era. Yes. We went to the inner temple right away. And it's true, Iris was already there. However, they had already switched places by that point in time. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne.
That's quite enough, Mr. Wright. Now see here. No judge in his right mind would consent.
Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. Oh, be quiet. Be quiet. It's been a long time, Mr. Judge.
That voice.
Guess I'll have to ask again. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
Dahlia Hawthorne. And my current profession?
Permanently retired.
So you're not gonna bother hiding your identity anymore, huh?
Why should I?
After all, I'm dead. There's really nothing you can do to punish me.
Oh, not the evil little smirk.
Yeah, she was giving a rue sniler.
Smiling.
What's going on here?
Dahlia Hawthorne. I never thought we'd meet again, and I never thought we'd meet like this. But this time, I'll end it. For her, and for myself. I'm gonna... Oh, well...
Oh, when I get my
when I
hands
get
on
my
you.
hands on you, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh my god, so how are we feeling? Are we feeling like that was enough? It's been almost, 2 hours.
What do you think?
Do
you want to stop?
Do we want to see what Dahlia's got to say tonight, or do we want to wait until next week?
Are we tie-tie?
I could take a break and continue. That was not it was 2 hours.
That was 2 hours.
That was 2. I
I
didn't.
mean, nearly. It's nearly. How was that 2 hours?
No, I know. So, okay, how are we feeling? How is everyone else feeling? Because I could keep going after a break.
I could keep going after a break.
Because this was a very exciting cliffhanger, and I think that what happens in the next part of this is probably going to, like...
I mean, it's going to be cliffhangers until the
It is
very
going to be
end.
cliffhanger until cliffhanger.
pouting at the clock like a 5-year-old who doesn't want to take a nap. A break and then keep going is your vote. We have a vote almost any direction because we have someone being like, I gotta go. We got a couple people saying they gotta go. Then break. My throat is getting a little tired.
Okay, then we can do a long finale next week on Monday. I think we should do a long finale.
A long finale will be good.
I like a long finale. And it'll be like the finale of the entire trilogy. And that's very
And
cool.
we get to sit
It'll
and
be
be
longer.
We'll get to sit longer with like, ooh, next time Dahlia for real, because we were only suspicious this time.
And a lot
now it's Dahlia for real.
And like a lot of stuff is gonna happen that's like,
yeah.
we're not even ready for everything that's gonna happen, and I'm excited for. We won't want to stop. Okay. Yay! All right, that sounds great. Let's make sure we save.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's make sure we save.
Yeah.
Then let's go to our ending screen.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us today, everybody. This has been so fun. It's always so fun. If you want to get updates on when we go live, you can always check our Discord. And hey, check out our VODs channel. I'm making sure that everything is up there.
You can check our Discord for community type stuff. Nothing too crazy. It's pretty chillax there. And updates, schedulings, votes for what we do on Saturdays.
Yeah, we're going to be doing another vote on what we're going to do this Saturday, probably. So tune in if you want that. And besides that, we'll see you on Wednesday, everybody, for more Sonic the Hedgehog Battle 2 Adventure Shadow Time.
Yep.
That's what it's called.
Yep.
All right. See ya.
Bye.